Hey guys, in this video tutorial I'm going to show you what a lot of the symbols that we see written in our music are, specifically for violin. Hi and welcome to Violin with Catherine. If you're a regular, welcome back. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. I make new helpful videos for learning the violin each week. Our two bow directions on the violin are down bow and up bow. So this isn't to be confused when we go onto the G string. It sort of looks like our down bow is actually going upwards. So remember that the down bow is always pushing away from you. The up bow is always your wrist coming up to your nose. So no matter what string, down bow, up bow, down bow, up bow, down bow, up bow, down bow, up bow. Left hand pizzicato is where we use the fingers of the left hand, keeping our nice violin hand shape, and we pluck the string with the left hand. Alternatively, sometimes we pluck with the right hand. So I always teach my students that there are three ways to do this. Firstly, if we are not even holding the bow, we're going to make a nice little round shape with our thumb and our first finger. And we're going to put our bent thumb just with a nice relaxed circular sort of shape, or a backwards C. The thumb is just our little anchor at the edge of the fingerboard here. And then we pluck with our first finger. You can pluck with your second finger, it doesn't really matter. And we make sure that we pluck not where the bow goes, just the same concept that we don't want to touch the hairs of the bow because the oils on our skin will make the bow dirty. So we want to keep our fingers plucking over the fingerboard. The other way to do it is if we are holding the bow but we don't need to play any notes for a little while, we can just hold the bow any which way and still make the same shape, this sort of backwards C with our left hand, and anchor the thumb at the edge or the tip of the fingerboard there. The third way is when we need to go quickly between plucking and bowing, so we can keep our proper bow hold. And personally, I like to use my second finger because I find it actually reaches more easily. But a lot of students do like to use their first finger. But importantly, we want the bow to sort of be pointing upwards so that it's not in the way. And be careful, well, sometimes it might bump here, it's not the end of the world, but we can just pluck like this. So make sure that you're not collapsed down. Keep your hand up nice and high. When we see the word arco, that means we play back with the bow again. Our finger numbers can be written above the notes. So our first finger is our pointer, then second finger is our middle finger, third finger is our ring finger, fourth finger is our pinky. 1, 2, 3, and 4. When we see our finger numbers, it's generally a good idea if we're playing with, say, the third finger, the first and the second finger can comfortably rest on the string rather than pointing up to the sky. It won't make any difference to the actual note, but it will just keep our fingers in a more relaxed and a more efficient position. So when we see this little circle with the number, that means we use that number is our finger number, and the circle means we play it as a harmonic. So in the case of this example, this note, typically we would play with our third finger on the A string for D, but to play it the same note as a harmonic, we're going to play it on our D string up here. So this particular harmonic, we can find G, D, A, and E. Double stops, so when we see two notes written together like this, it means we play our two strings together rather than just our one string. We can also play chords, so sometimes you might see multiple notes, 3 notes or 4 notes, where we play all of those strings. I've actually done a video on this already, so you can go and check out my double stops and my chords one. Okay, slurs are when we have two notes that are tied together in one bow. So we have slurs. You'll find slurs in other for other instruments as well. It just means to play them smoothly, really, I suppose. I don't really play too many other instruments, but on the violin, or our string, our bowed string instruments, it's quite specific. It means our bow is going to continue in one direction for those two notes. So if we're playing 1, 2, instead of down bow, up bow, we're playing down, then up. And it's a nice smooth bow. Okay, now detache, if you ever come across this word, really just means our separate bows. So they're detached, they're not joined together like the slurred notes. Staccato is a short and detached bow or stroke. So we also have these in other instruments, so even on the piano you would do staccato, but again on the violin it's a little bit more specific how we play it with our bow. So I like to tell students stop staccato because we want to stop the bow on the string, so it's a short stopped bow. Now we've got the staccato with the slur, so we're going to stop, but keep the bow going up. Okay, and continues on. Now we've got this tenuto, so it's not quite as stopped as a staccato. I sort of imagine it's halfway between staccato and just general smooth slur. So if I did it with no tenuto, it would be smooth. If I did it with a staccato, it would be quite stopped. And then with the tenuto, it's sort of halfway between, a little gap, but still a little, but not as smooth as the slur. So our accent is just our strong. So you're going to really bite the string at the start, so really press the bow in and pull it nice and strong. So that's just some basic ones. I just wanted to go through some of the common ones that you'll come across in the earlier stages of your playing. Thanks for joining me here today. I really hope that helped you out. If there are any symbols or anything that you have come across in your music that I didn't cover in this video, make sure you leave me a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.